tonight will be played by Cameron Cologne.
Prime Events and South Jersey Sports Talk present the NJSIAA Group 5 football semifinals, Millville at Rancocas Valley. This live coverage is brought to you by the Bill Gordon Pro Day and other community-minded sponsors from Mount Holly and Southern New Jersey. Now to the field with Tony Blum, Dave Klemic, and Tony Cerace.
Meeting at the center of the field this evening, the captains for
All right,
Millville
welcome to round two, the semifinals of the Group 5 South Jersey Football Championship. My name's Tony Blum, and we're here along with, I feel kind of insignificant here this evening, here with Dave Klemic, of course. Played for Mainland, Northeastern, and the Kansas City Chiefs, and of course the legend himself, Tony Cerace, former head coach of this Millville Thunderbolt team. Had some great teams, some championships, and glad to have both you guys here with me tonight.
Great to be here, Tony, and honored to be here with you, Tony Cerace.
Same here, Dave, as Tony fixes my headset. A rookie at this. Should be an exciting game. I mean, repeat of last year's game, which was an exciting game. So I think it should be a great football game as we move into the semifinals of the Group 5.
You know, I thought this game was these two teams match up really nice. They're both fast and physical. They got some star power on both sides, but they have a lot of depth too.
Yeah, they do. And the two-star running backs, Clayton Scott for Millville and Iverson Clement for Rancocas Valley, two premier backs in the state of New Jersey.
No question about it, these two teams met last year right here on this very same field, and of course it was Millville winning at 32-15, trailing 15-14 at halftime, but then they got a block punt and a safety, and then turnovers galore for Rancocas Valley, and they went to a full house backfield in that second half. Tony, something that, according to Coach Hausman, Bar V, very difficult to defend, especially if you're not used to seeing it. You don't see it that much.
Yeah, Millville's done that a couple of times this year. I mean, they have explosive wide receivers. I think both Marcel Ramos and Cortland Lawrence are two of the fastest wide receivers in the state of New Jersey, and yet they still went to that full house, double tight backfield, and did it a couple times this year, and did it at the second half last year, which opened the game up.
I saw them do that against Atlantic City. They went to that. They had three different starting quarterbacks, and they went to that wing tee or that wishbone. I just didn't know where that came from. Three different quarterbacks played in that game. It was very interesting, very unpredictable.
Well, Millville receives the opening kickoff, and that's Lawrence right up the middle with good running room.
And this is something I thought they needed to do some cleaning up, was on the kickoff team. at Rancocas Valley because they were susceptible to some big plays against like Camden and some of the better teams were getting deep returns on them, and that just happened right here.
Yeah.
If you see though, Coach Hausman leaves his starters out for the kickoff team though to put more power on the field, and there's just probably something with the execution or staying in lanes because they do give up big kickoff returns.
And Millville has a great return back in Lawrence, who returned that one to the 45. So good field position for Millville as they start on their own 45.
Yeah, I think he's the best returner they're going to face so far.
Nichols hands off to Scott, and Scott rushes for 11 yards and a first down.
On the carry.
Takes it all the way to the Rancocas 44-yard line.
First down.
That's the first time I've seen both Bryce Mangine and Iverson Klemic both in the game at the same time at safeties.
Ball is complete to number 6. That's Bruce Williams.
Bruce Williams on a bubble screen to the outside.
Gain.
Broke one tackle. That's what you used to do, Dave. Break those tackles, man, and picked up 4 yards. That'll be 2nd and 6.
I didn't have quite that size. And Bruce had a great play against Atlantic City, had a long 65-yard touchdown, I believe, on a screen pass.
2nd and 6. Nichols hands off to Scott right up the middle. And Scott takes it for, Dave, about 3 yards. You're younger than me. You got better eyes. I think it's about 3 yards.
Yeah, our spotter isn't down there right now. Well, I was saying earlier how, this team, this Millville team can score from a lot of players can score. They have a lot of depth at all the skill positions, and there's 10 options. It's like a Swiss Army knife of what they're able to do on offense.
Nichols back and hits a stop pass to, I believe, Lawrence.
And I think what's going to end up happening is both teams they're so well matched that they're going to get a little frustrated. I think we're going to get a little chippy out there, especially because this is a rematch and a lot's on the line. I think Millville's going to they're a little bit butthurt because they're ranked behind Rancocas, even though they're undefeated and the defending state champions. So I think they're going to be a little chippy today. I heard them before the game, getting pretty amped up over there. Coach Thomas was getting them all amped up today.
They picked up the first down. Nichols hands off to Scott, left side of the line, maybe a yard.
At the line of scrimmage. Scott is stopped by number 54, Kyle Sapp.
That's Kyle Sapp on that tackle. Now, Kyle, I had a great meeting with him after the game the other day, and I just love that kid. I love how he plays, how tough he is, and just what a nice kid.
Leading tackler right there.
Yeah, Kyle Sapp, 54. He's been the leader of that defense, and he's like a little Mike Singletary out there.
Yes, I did. Over with 2 wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Nichols in shotgun with Scott to his right. Straight drop back, he's rushed. Nichols on the run as a receiver down the field. It is through the hands of number 3, Cartier Gray. He was open in the secondary after Nichols scrambled, and a good opportunity for Millville by the wayside.
Boy, he's going to wish he had that one back because that was right into his hands, and he's rolling to his left and throwing from his right. It's a tough throw. And it really led him nice on that. I know EJ's going to want that back. Cartier's going to want that back, sorry.
Right.
Both of them want it back.
Double flank again for Millville. Nichols in shotgun on a 3rd and 9. He drops straight back. Pressure over the middle and almost picked off.
Oh, he completed that. It was
my gosh, it was off. It was off the hands of the defender.
Bobbled him.
Yep, off the hands of the defender and into the hands of the Millville receiver. Was that Lawrence?
Yeah, it was originally was made a great defensive play, and then it just bobbled up, and he was laying on his back and landed right on his chest.
Ball on the 16-yard line, and now our play-by-play man's back.
I am sorry for the problem. I had to talk to my technical advisor. Off right tackle for a gain of nearly 5 yards on first down. So good gain on first down, and that's what they're looking for here. gives you a lot of options on the second and third. Now, RV jumps off sides.
Yeah, appears that is the preliminary signal, all sides on Rancocas Valley. You know, we were talking before the game how Millville really might feature Scott a little bit more than they have during the regular season. He really hasn't been the workhorse that he was last year. In last year's game with RV, he carried the ball 39 times.
Oh, wow. You know, this is the farthest in this season, besides the Hopewell game, that anybody on an opening drive has gone into RV territory. No one on an opening drive has scored on them or taken it this deep into their territory.
Well, terrific opening drive by Millville, highlighted by the kickoff return.
Ball at the 6-yard line.
And
Give up the middle.
Millville went into that solid double tight formation we talked about, and hand off to Scott right up the middle.
Anybody that doesn't know Coach Serace, so he was the head coach back in the day of Millville, and his son is the head coach of Princeton right now currently, and his other son was one of the coaches at Northeastern after I was there, but
he needed you there.
Yeah.
Well, Ramos now in at quarterback for the Thunderbolts. Slices off left tackle for a couple.
Yeah, second man through, fake to the fullback.
Ball will now be spotted on the 3-yard line.
Appeared to be Williams on the carry.
Yeah, I believe so.
It'll be
It's third and goal from the 4.
Of course, something to consider here, Coach, is that they really do not have a place kicker. They go for 2 points on all conversions. So
this is 4 down territory. They'll have 2 downs here to run it.
Ramos to Scott off the right side, in for the touchdown.
And he goes in for the touchdown.
Very reminiscent as I think back to last year's game when Millville did come out, Tony, as you mentioned, in the second half with that solid backfield and just ran the ball to Clayton Scott numerous times, and that time Scott took it in for the early score. In recent games, Millville has not jumped out on opponents. They have been, in dogfights, especially in the first half. But here they'll line up for 2.
I think that has a lot to do with their depth. They don't have anybody that's, there's some pretty good players over there, but there's no like absolute superstar like Iverson Clement. But they have a ton of depth and everybody can score. So late in the game, that depth, when everybody's tired, that comes to be a big factor.
The toss to Scott, angling for the right pylon, and he is good.
Just a quick toss to Scott around the right side. And, his speed, you think he's a powerful back. He's only 5'10", 5'11", about 190 pounds, but he's very strong. And that time just outraced the Rancocas perimeter for the score. So Millville up 8-0, 6:53 left in the first quarter.
Well, for over 45 years, Alimo Group has provided quality engineering services to public clients throughout New Jersey and in New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Many of these clients have used Alimo Group services for years, and the firm has received many engineering and planning awards for municipal and state projects. Alimo Group services are tailored to a client's specific needs. They range from water wells to footbridges and nature paths to new structures and facilities. The Alimo Group can engineer your ideas and help you create just what you need. Phone the Alimo Group, 609-267-8310, or visit them, 200 High Street in Mount Holly.
One of the keys to the game that Dave, you and I spoke about is Millville's kicking game, and you'd mentioned it earlier, their coverage teams and the kickoff teams. They really haven't had a consistent kicker. Carlton Lawrence he's a great athlete, but there's only so much time for him to run routes. He doesn't have the time to really concentrate on kicking, and so they've been burned. They've given up two touchdowns for scores this year, and it's going to be a key to this game.
Well, it's worked out for them thus far, and they do have a great running game, which is like, and they have all those great running backs to throw an option to go off tackle or counter in there, which you think you're going to just stuff it, and they have the option to go with all those backs.
Lawrence along the ground, taken by Matlock, looking to swing it to the right side. He's to the 25-yard line, continues driving across the 30 and to the 32-yard line.
Matlock had a great kickoff return against Camden for a touchdown to start the game up. On the opening kickoff, he took it about 85 yards. And that's the first time I think we really called his number on special teams that season. And he has the ability to take the ball deep.
So for the first time, Rancocas Valley on offense, trailing at 8-0. Number 2 and 3 seeds meeting here at Rancocas Valley. Mangine gives off to Klemic, finds room, powers across the 40, and knocked down at the 44-yard line, so the first down on his first carry.
Well, you can see why that young man's a Florida recruit. He really has a long strider.
He's a great long jumper, too. He's a 23-foot long jumper, and there's a club. There's like 15 athletes to ever do it in New Jersey. I'm in the club.
Well, he must be pretty good if he's in the club with you.
Yeah, he's only did it as a junior, so hopefully it goes 24-25 this year.
Mangine sticks it in Clement's gut, then pulls it back, but he's thrown for a loss on first down inside the 40, back to the 38-yard line.
And I believe that was Clayton Scott. My eyes are correct there on the tackle.
Clayton Scott is just such a productive player on both sides of the ball. And last year, I read he had 16 sacks. That's just unbelievable. And he had 1,700 yards rushing. So to do that on both sides of the ball is just unbelievable.
He loves football.
Stack formation to the right side. Mangine looking to take it himself up the middle, but there's nothing there at all for him.
Number 56, Dylan Washington.
Washington on the stop, sorry.
No, I'm a little surprised that after Klemic gains 11 yards on first down, he hadn't touched the ball in the next 2 downs. So now they're in 3rd and long.
I think they're going to look to get Danny Condris involved early. He's been out for about 4 weeks with an ankle injury, and he just pulls some great mismatches and makes a lot of big plays. Him and Bryce have such good chemistry.
So here's Clement, breaks a tackle, now has room, accelerates into Millville territory. He's inside the 40 and knocked down right around the 35, 36-yard line. So on a long count, 3rd down, he's able to pick it up on the ground.
Yeah, Millville looking for the pass, and obviously hitting the ball to a great player like Clement is not a bad option.
They mark it at the 36-yard line. Clement again up the middle. He's to the 33-yard line, so picks up some 4 yards.
I know Coach said that he doesn't want to overwork Iverson early, because he's going to need him for the 4th quarter. He's going to need him all game, but not trying to overwork him earlier and try to spread the ball out a little bit.
Well, he's certainly proven to be their best offensive weapon so far.
He might be the best in the state.
2nd down and 7 from the 33 of Millville. Millville on top, 8-0. Mangine with a blocker in front, off the right side to the 31-yard line, so picked up a couple yards. And we've been seeing Mangine carrying the football a little more the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. He's very athletic. He's a baseball player. He's going to University of Pennsylvania to play baseball. And has a great touch on this football, but we haven't seen him run that much, and maybe that's because they want to do something that's unpredictable to Millville. We really haven't seen Bryce run too much.
Well, that time he ran behind Iverson Clement as the lead blocker.
Iverson likes the block too.
3rd down and a long 5. Clement with a carry. Off left guard. He won't get there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. So let's see how Coach Dan Hausman plays it here. It'll be 4th and 5 from the 31-yard line.
Well, there's no question they'll go for it here. We'll just see what kind of play they dial up. Last time in 3rd and longer than this, they handed the ball off to Clement.
However, they do have Perskavich, their kicker, is kicked a 44-yard field goal this year, and they have a lot of confidence in him too.
Not here. Clement up the middle. He's not going to get there to the 29-yard line, but Millville stout, and they hold. And they take over the football at their own 29-yard line, already leading 8-0 with 3:02 left in this first quarter, kind of flying by this first quarter, already just 3:02 left.
Yeah, not a lot of passing. Jamar Holbrook, one of Millville's stout inside linebackers with the tackle. Really nice job by Jamar. Anytime you can tackle Iverson Klemic one-on-one, that's a pretty good deal.
Jamar's a great football player, too, and I read a nice article about him and what a fine gentleman he is, and watched him play called a couple games in Millville this year, and had a lot of fun watching him. He's a heck of a ball player.
Yeah, I would second that, Dave.
So here's Millville up by the count of 8-0. The swing pass to the right side. Scott with the reception, breaking tackles, continues driving, and he's close to a first down, and he may have it.
I believe he does have a first down. A little swing pass to Scott that time. I really think you're going to see Scott not only just really motivated for this game, knowing the attention on Iverson Klemic, and rightfully so, but I think Scott wants to prove his mettle as well.
So it is a first down. They mark it at the 41-yard line. Well, just short of the 40, actually. The nose of the football on the 40. Trips to the left side. Nichols, the transfer, quarterback, takes the snap. Big hole off the right side, another first down. Howering inside the 45 to the 44-yard line.
For a Millville first down.
That was Williams on the carry.
Yeah, Bruce Williams. Bruce has excellent size. He's really a really big back. That was Tex Thompson.
Tex Thompson, yeah.
6 foot 195, and Tex is the big back for Millville.
That is
size-wise.
Number 6 on the carry.
Again, trips to the left side for Millville, who are moving the football efficiently, and now a marker.
Procedure penalty against Millville. One of the wide receivers moved.
And I think the inside runs, counters, and screen passes are going to be a big factor for Millville, because Coach Hausman said they're going to try to not allow any big plays. So they're going to play a more preventative defense and allow them to do some things up front and just not let the big plays go. And that was one of the keys to their defense today.
Well, Millville's been a big play team all season long. Their time of possession is almost doubled by the opponent.
Trips now to the right side. 1st and 15. Quick throw to the right side, complete. And a pickup of some 3-4 yards to the 46-yard line of Rancocas Valley.
Make that 3. That'll be second and.
These teams are so similar. If you change the color of their uniforms, you probably wouldn't be able to tell them apart. Same size and speed all over the field. This is going to be a great. I've been looking forward to this matchup all week.
Again, trips to the right side, 2nd and 12. Nichols back. Nichols being rushed, rolling to his right, under pressure, throws on the run, and this one is incomplete.
An incomplete pass, broken up there by number 44.
Nice job by Nichols scrambling. One of the things Coach Thomas was looking for, bringing Nichols in at quarterback, was the ability to scramble. That time the pass going through the receiver's hands, Bruce Williams, but this brings up a 3rd and long for Millville.
Anaya was defending on the play. He's their leading tackler. So 3rd down and a long 12 for Millville, up 8-0. Exactly 1 minute left here in this first quarter of play. Group 5 semifinals from Rancocas Valley. Nichols looking to throw deep to the left side, and this one is incomplete. He had a receiver. That was Ramos, but overthrown by just a hair.
Yes, he had Ramos open on the flag route, but just overthrowing, Dave.
Yeah, we're going to, and you know what, they're doing smart to just put Carlton Lawrence on the other side of the ball, short side of the field, because Iverson Klemic at safety is just going to follow him over there. And if you're smart, you're just not going to throw it towards him at all. And they're throwing it to the other side of the field and trying to create a matchup over there, is what just happened.
Bruce Williams to kick it. Gets off a nice kick. Clement calls for the fair catch at his 12-yard line. Haven't seen too many of those.
First one, yep, first one of the year. First fair catch for him for the year.
Yeah, Millville's very fortunate. If they could get Clement to fair catch every punt, they'll take that, because get the ball in his hands running could be really dangerous.
No, most people kick it right out of bounds.
Yep. Yep, you don't want to have him with the football in his hands. The kicking game, as I mentioned, for Millville, Bruce Williams filling in as the punter. They really don't have a true punter. Last week's game, he made an unbelievable play on 4th down, lining up as to punt and ran for the first down.
So Rancocas Valley with their second opportunity. They moved the football but stalled, and Millville took over on downs.
That's Klemic on the carry.
Klemic off the right side to the 15.
Short gain.
Now this matchup down here at the bottom with Condris and Cartier Gray is something they're going to look to take advantage of right here. He's got a one-on-one, and if I'm up in the booth, knowing what Danny Condris is capable of, they're going to try to get the ball to him deep or on a slant route. There's no safety that's deep enough to cover him right now.
No, he's definitely on an island, Dave.
Yep, they're looking for it.
I bet your eyes opened up when you had that.
Here's Mangine looking for Condris. He's double teamed and just out of his reach at the 49-yard line. Lawrence was there along with Gray, but the ball just a little overthrown. He almost put it right in their bucket.
I hate to be wrong.
Pretty good coverage, Joe.
Yeah,
I mean, they were there. I mean, it could have been a perfect pass. But,
he hung it a little bit.
Bring up 3rd and 9.
But he got behind him.
If I'm Coach Thomas, I'd take that coverage, though, because you're not going to cover a great wide receiver like you. You know, they get free.
They're going to try to, at least they're going to give him, well, they didn't put the safety back over there, so Condris can catch the ball real well. And then, I mean, on the little stuff and the deep stuff, he's been able to be real effective.
Mangine looks to cross up the Millville defense. They would have none of it and no gain at all on the play, maybe have lost a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 for Rancocas Valley. So Millville's defense has been up to the task here against this Red Devil offense, and that's the end of the first quarter of play with Millville on top 8-0. And when you're planning improvements to your home, there are many reasons to choose Fryance. Windows, doors, awnings, carpeting, you name it. At Fryance, you'll get outstanding personal service with free estimates, competitive prices, quality products, and professional installation. They're open Tuesday through Friday until 5, Saturdays until 4. Fryance, serving the region since 1896 at 21 High Street in Mount Holly. Phone 800-236-4367. And if you're looking for a taste of New York and South Jersey, look no further than Levita's Pizzeria in Mount Holly for what you want. Open Monday through Thursday until 10:30, Friday and Saturday until 11:30. Sundays until 10. Levita's also delivers. Call them at 856-267-8957. That's Levita's. So Ethan Jackson will punt. Line drive. And it's taken but fumbled but followed on. Fortunately for Millville, as Lawrence coughs it up. And it was recovered by Millville. So they'll have excellent field position to start off this drive at the 37-yard line.
Very low line drive kick. They're always tough to catch. Dave, were you a punt returner?
No, I was too scared. I'll be honest.
You always would.
Yeah,
I thought, when you run up and make the play, that's a great thing, but you got to make the catch. And it just went off Bruce's hands. Fortunately, Millville jumped on it. They didn't turn the ball over.
38-yard line.
Good field position.
Yeah, punt return is the scariest position on the field.
Here's Nichols with quick toss to the right side. No gain at all. He's losing 3 yards for Bruce Williams as they reacted very quickly, did Rancocas Valley.
Well, there was no way that Iverson Klemic was going to let him run loose. So you can see why he's an all-state player.
Yeah, I think that Millville's most success is going to come on the run, inside the tackles here, because they're going to run a cover 2, throw a linebacker deep, so that they can, they don't want to give up any big plays, this team. And they had some success running the ball, and they have very capable running backs. I don't think they're going to catch any breaks on any deep balls.
Ramos with the jet sweep, looking to sweep the left side, but Rancocas Valley will have none of it.
2 plays, Millville's going in the wrong direction here. Great penetration by Rancocas Valley. One thing you don't want as a coach, and especially offensive line coach, is penetration. And both those plays, Rancocas had great penetration.
So third down,
On the 44-yard line.
16. They need the 28 of Rancocas Valley for the first down. The ball currently at the 44. Millville on top, 8-0. Trips to the right side. Nichols takes the snap.
That'll be number 28.
Powers up the middle
On the carry
to the
for a short
44-yard line, but a very short gain, maybe a yard for Scott, and that's going to bring up the punting situation. So, Tony, they start off with this great field position, unable to take advantage.
Yeah, and that just kills you as a coach on the sideline. You want to take advantage of it. Coach trying to do what Rancocas did earlier by running Scott on a 3rd and long, but Rancocas was to the task, so now Millville has to punt.
There's Iverson talking a little bit to the punter, like, come on, come on, man, because everyone kicks the ball out of bounds to him. Last one, he line drived it right to him, and we'll see what happens right now.
This one high, angling to the right side, bounces at the 10-yard line and is going to roll out of bounds inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. So effective kick there.
That's a perfect kick for a punter right there. You want to keep the ball away from him, bounce it out of bounds. That is perfect. Great job.
Yep, absolutely. Terrific job. And talking earlier about the kicking game being an area of concern for Millville, it certainly hasn't been tonight. It's been spot on.
And Bruce Williams can run the ball as well. So
Yes, he did. Last week he had a huge 4th down pickup to keep a drive going, led to a score.
that's a good thing because it keeps there. You got to stay honest on that, and you can't overblock. So you kind of got to play a little bit honest in case he does run.
Here's Klemic cutting inside left tackle with a blocker in front. Slips another tackle. Breaks free. He's got a blocker in front. Cuts to his right. Still on his feet. And he's knocked down inside the 45-yard line. Right at the 44 is where they're going to mark it. So right there, I think in that one play, you see vintage Iverson Klemic.
And this was an issue Millville had last week against Williamstown. They really didn't set the edge well. And as soon as Klemic got to the edge, it was pretty wide open. And then you could see him just turn on the jets. He's a big-time player, as we've all mentioned.
So the ball marked at the 44-yard line. Of Millville. First down. Mangine going to take it himself. Mangine off left guard. Picks up a nice gain on first down. Close to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 41-yard line.
That'll be 2nd and 6 for 2nd and 6 for the Red Devils.
Well, certainly that long run by Klemic got them out of bad field position and on the Millville side of the 50, so they're on the move.
And they're working on his calf over there. He might have some cramping or whatever. I wonder how much that was going to have an effect on today's game. Was his speed and the weather, the temperature. It's really cold down there.
Here's Mangine again. Going to keep it himself. Inside the 40 to the 39-yard line, and now Iverson Klemic checks back in, and we've seen him substituted for throughout the season because they do have a couple of other good backs in Keyshawn Harris and Anthony Moses.
That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Now, I think you have a great matchup down here. I know Ramos is fast, but Alan Watson he's about 6'1", and he's got a great height advantage. He could take a 9 route right here, or just to get the ball over his head, which is where I would go with this.
Here's Klemic, breaks free. Klemic with a first down inside the 30-yard line and stopped at the 27-yard line. So once he sees that hole, boy, he just puts his foot in the ground, heads north and south, and he showed why he's such a great back right there.
Yeah, or you just give it to the guy that averages 8 yards a carry. Both work.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah.
So for Watson in this slant.
Yep, first down here for Rancocas Valley. Trailing at 8-0, and Millville may have jumped. They call it illegal procedure against Rancocas Valley. So it appeared that one of the defensive linemen from Millville might have jumped, but that might have caused the offensive lineman then to react, and they get the penalty, 5-yard walk-off now placed down at the 32-yard line, bringing up a first and 15 for RV.
Sorry, but the coach Hausman was saying they're trying to limit themselves. They want only 4 holding or procedure penalties. If they can hold it to that and not give up any big turnovers, they think they're going to be okay.
There's Klemic looking to sweep the left side. Played well by Millville as they string it out. See where they're going to mark it. Put down at the 26-yard line appears where they're going to mark it.
You know, even with Millville stringing it out, 5 or 6 players there, Klemic keeps sliding up the sideline. Next thing you know, he's got a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Yeah, it's the speed, but the power. He's got a lot of those weapons. Tony says it best when he creates something. If it's not there, he can take out a player, just make holes through the player, not just around. That's what type of power he's got.
Pick up a 5, second down and 5. Mangine looking to throw, now has room, fakes the throw, and he's run out of bounds inside the 25, somewhere around the 23-yard line. So an effective run after looking to throw by Bryce Mangine, as Dave already talked about, is already verbally committed to the University of Pennsylvania as a pitcher in baseball, and he's got 1 more year left as well.
One of his strengths is the touch on his deep pass. That's going to play a factor at some point because they're putting man-to-man on the outside of these. They're going to go deep, and he's going to come down to the touch he puts on the ball.
That's Clement on the
Toss to
carry.
Clement on the outside. He is short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th down. A lot of successful plays that RV's had are to the outside. And again, that was an issue for Millville last week against Williamstown. Now this will bring up a 4th and 4, long 3.
6:24 left in the half.
So big play right here for Rancocas Valley. 4th down and a whistle. Timeout, Millville.
Timeout, Millville.
So with 6:14 left here in this first half of play, Millville continues to lead it 8-0. The Waltman Agency is an independent insurance agency, and their goal is to assist you with all of your insurance needs. They'll help you manage and plan for all of your potential risks. Service, whether it's response to an insurance claim or a general question, is the most important value they offer. At the Waltman Agency, they strive to make you feel comfortable and confident in their abilities by acting as your consultant. The Waltman Agency, 22 West Vine Street, that is, in Millville. Phone 856-825-0641. They've been protecting their clients since 1920 at the Waltman Agency. And coverage of NJSIAA football playoffs is produced by Prime Events on 98.7 The Coast and brought to you by Atlantic Care, with urgent care centers all over South Jersey.
Got some score updates right now, and Lenape's 20 over Howell right now. It's tied up at Delsey with Timber Creek 7-7. Hamilton 7-0 to Highland.
Clement on the carry, and it looked like he was going to throw the football.
Yeah, he was trying to throw the football, and great penetration by Millville, and he had no time that time. Jameer Downing, another stalwart on defense for the Thunderbolts for the past 2 years, coming in to make that sack.
Oh, back to the scores real quick. West Deptford 7 and Cedar Creek is nothing. And then interesting, Holy Spirit's up on Matter Day 8-0. And Middlesex is 13. Burlington City is 6 right now.
Millville.
So Iverson Clement was having some discussion, it appeared, with the coaches as he was coming off the field as to what happened on that play. But nonetheless, Millville again holds them on 4th down. They have the football at the 27-yard line. Nichols with a snap. Williams
6.
off the left side. Nice gain on first down to the 35-yard line. Pickup of 8.
Nice hard slashing run
Approximately 8 yards.
by Williams, giving Scott a little bit of a blow here.
Second and a short 2 for Millville. They scored on their opening drive, and it's where it is right now with a 2-point conversion, 8-0. Up the middle to the 40.
That's
Scott on the carry. Picks up that first down for Millville.
You know, I've seen Scott for 3 years now, Dave, and you saw that little jump stop that he does. It's an amazing move that he can make, and they work on things like that in practice. But boy, he has a lot of God-given talent.
Yeah, that's something that watching the Steelers last night, and you see, Le'Veon Bell does a real good job with that jump stop and move and cut. Real patient in the hole.
Damian Bowser also in the ball game now from Millville. Scott powers off right guard, but there is a marker down, and normally where that comes from, it's holding. He does advance it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line, but the likelihood is this is coming back, and let's see if it is.
It is. Unfortunately, it is. The referee gave the preliminary signal early, and I mentioned before the game to you guys that penalties have been a real problem for Millville all season long. Almost twice as many penalties as their opponent, almost twice as many yards, and you just can't afford that, especially in these big games. You have a great run by Scott wiped out by a penalty.
And that's the thing about those big play type offenses. You got to negate some of those huge runs.
So the ball moved back to the 31-yard line. It's now 1st and 20 for the Thunderbolts. Nichols taking his time, a long count. The snap, quick throw over the middle. This is complete to Ramos, and a leaping grab gets back that penalty yardage to the original line of scrimmage. So nice timing play there, slant over the middle. Ramos has that great leaping ability. I think he best serves him as even a defensive back, Tony, where he can go up and get the ball. I think that's his best position, although he's not bad as a wide receiver either.
No question. I'll talk about that in a moment. Millville really in a hurry up here, Tony. You don't have time to breathe.
Scott off right side. Breaks a tackle, continues across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Another impressive run as they had him in the backfield, but able to slip the tackle and pick up positive yardage.
This is a disguise. If you're looking at, so they do not want Carlton Lawrence to have the ball at all. It's a disguise play. He's being double covered right now by the corner and Iverson Clement. Somebody's got him in the flat at press. Even if they look like they're running cover 4, he's sliding down into cover 2 and putting Iverson Clement right over top of him. He's being double covered, so they got to feed Ramos over there.
And they do, and Ramos is a terrific receiver. Last year's game here, Ramos made some big-time catches, and Dave, I know you're high on the receiver from Rancocas, and rightfully so. I'm telling you, it'll be a good matchup. Ramos is an unbelievable defensive back, even giving the size advantage to the RV receiver.
And tough. He's a tough runner, man. When he gets the ball, it's very hard to tackle him. I watched him a couple games, and some of his film, you can't arm tackle him.
And the other thing that's impressive about him is he has the ability to go up and get the ball at its height. He's just able to time it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Tony.
So 3rd down and 9 from the 42-yard line. Another big play here for Millville, and now timeout is going to be called by the Thunderbolts. With 3:20 left till halftime, Millville leads it 8-0. Highway Tire and Auto Service stocks a wide selection of tires for your vehicle. Their passenger tire inventory includes favorite brands like Goodyear, Kelly, and Dunlop. You'll get the best replacement tire for your car, light truck, or SUV right now. But there is more. Highway Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated for over 50 years, also offers specials on oil changes, alignment, and brake service. Highway Tire and Auto Service, 1661 Route 38 in Mount Holly. Phone them 609-267-5300 or visit them online at highwaytires.com. So with 3:20 left here in this first half of play, a big play right here for both teams. Millville wants to sustain this drive, try to get some more points, and of course RV, if they can hold them here, will force the punt, get the football, and see if they can get on the board before halftime, because they do receive the second half kickoff as well, so that could be big.
Well, Dave will tell you, 3rd down efficiency, offensively or defensively, is critical. So here's Millville with a key 3rd down.
3rd and 9. Nichols being rushed, hit as he throws, and this one is intercepted at the 27-yard line. That's Mangine. Mangine across the midfield line. Mangine inside the 45 to the 44-yard line, and him being hit as he released, Tony, may have affected that throw.
Yeah, may have. It looked like it wasn't in sync with the receiver, Dave. It looked like either the receiver didn't complete his route. It looked like he was running a post. Ball was kind of thrown right to RV's defender.
Yeah, I think he pulled up a little short on the post, almost like a curl, and the ball kept sailing over right into it. It was like a center fielder, like
perfect interception.
Yeah,
right?
like a Mike Trout catching one.
Well, this is good.
He played
news.
a little football, right?
Yes.
Freshman year, right?
Unfortunately, very little.
Here's Bright. Bright is hit before he gets back to the line of scrimmage and thrown for a couple 2-3 yard loss. So Millville again with that penetration, hitting the running back before he has a chance to get started.
Yeah, real nice defensive play. Millville's got to come up big here because after that sudden change, RV's looking to get on the scoreboard and possibly tie this game. 2:44 and counting in the half.
So a loss of 3. Mangine, Klemic, but not much there.
So you don't like to get in these situations where you're predictable on third down. You have the man-to-man coverage on the outside, and if you don't start using
really
it,
taking advantage of
that. They did take one shot, on Condris, but Alan Watson's actually like the receiver that they're number one. Condris may outrank him by touchdowns though, because they're always looking to cover him.
Clement powering off left guard, dragging tacklers, but he's still going to be far short of the first down. So interesting decision here for Coach Houseman. Fourth down, ball at the 41-yard line. They trail it 8-0 with 1:46 left in this first half of play, and they're going to be going for it evidently.
Well, you can see on that play, Clement not only has speed, but boy, that was a powerful run. He just drugged some tacklers with him, and as you said, RV going for it here on fourth down.
He's got some violence in it. You can take that when he's hit that shake in his helmet. He's really working hard, and you can tell when somebody's head moves that violently that they're moving and they're hitting people. He's offensively with the ball, hitting the defenders. They're not hitting him.
So timeout called by Rancocas Valley with 1:19 left till halftime. Millville on top, 8-0. Since 1941, Millville Savings and Loan has provided the Millville area prompt and friendly service, the latest in banking technology, and great rates. Millville Savings and Loan at One Savings Place on Albertson Street has a full-service lobby with 6 teller stations, 4 drive-through lanes, and both a 24-hour walk-up ATM and a 24-hour drive-up ATM. Millville Savings and Loan is also located at 904 West Main Street in Millville. Millville Savings and Loan, a trusted part of the community for more than 75 years, is online at millvillesavings.com. So Millville wants to talk it over. Critical play here in this first half. They trailed at 8-0. They've got a minute 19 left to do something with it before halftime. Fourth down.
4th and 7.
Here's Mangine. Fires over the middle. This one nearly intercepted, but knocked down.
Yeah, knocked
Jamar
that
Holbrook.
Yep, Jamar Holbrook knocking it down. Real nice play by the linebacker. So Millville takes over there.
Very nice drop there by Holbrook as he got in the passing lane, and really not much to go, nowhere to go with that football.
You see RV's had so much success running the ball to the outside. I thought maybe not in that situation of 4th and 6.
Yeah.
That they might not run it there, but I thought the earlier play before they ran up the middle, they might try Clement on the outside. They've had a lot of success on the outside.
So Millville with the football again, but not much time to work with it. Minute 15. Double slot formation for the Thunderbolts, up 8-0 in this Group 5 semifinal here from Rancocas Valley. Nichols with a snap. Nichols being rushed. Nichols escapes the pocket. And now he's just going to give himself up at the 46-yard line. Slides.
Picks up
5-yard advance.
5 yards. 2nd and 5.
2nd down and 5 for Millville. Again, Nichols, the quick pitch to the right side. That one's complete to Lawrence. He's grabbed, breaks the tackle along the right sideline inside the 40. Still on his feet, but he's bumped out of bounds somewhere around the 34-yard line. So quick pitch to the right side, and then he took full advantage using his athletic ability.
Second play last week against Williamstown, same exact play, broke a tackle. If you're a great wide receiver, Dave, you break a tackle and anything can happen, and that's what Williams brings to the table.
Yeah, you can see why he doesn't want the ball. You don't want the ball in Lawrence's hands if you're a Rancocas Valley defense. And they're giving him the screen pass, but they're not going to let him get the ball downfield.
And the double slot formation again. Here's Nichols again looking to escape the pocket and run out of bounds right around the 32-yard line. So may have picked up 2 or 3, but getting out of bounds does stop the clock.
Well, Millville only has 1 timeout left, so a smart play if you're on the sideline to get it out of bounds. Stop the clock that way.
I thought it was a smart play for Nichols to take the slide instead of jumping. When he slid on the last 2 plays ago, move the ball downfield instead of trying to get tackled and hold you up and just taking time off the clock. Smart play.
Trips to the left side, Lawrence to the right, swing pass to the left side. That one nearly intercepted. This one's complete to Scott. Scott to the 16-yard line as the clock is down to 31 seconds.
Well, I got to see that play on film, Dave. That was inches away from being intercepted. That little swing pass. I mean, I thought RV's defender was right there, but great job by getting it to him and good run by Scott.
Yeah, he does a great job of staying low to the ground. Like when he has the ball on a screen pass, man, when he's making his cuts and break, he is low to the ground.
At the 16, here's Nichols. Nichols looking to escape to the right side. Does escape along the left sideline and run out of bounds after a pickup of 3, but is there a marker on the play?
As a defender, when your quarterback is that fast and you can overrun him and he can run it outside of you just like that. Like he takes a lot of advantage, and maybe when they get to him, they should spread themselves out and try to contain him a little bit more like a rabbit would. You just try to chase him down because you're going to lose that battle with a defensive lineman.
Only 15 seconds left, so RV's fighting the clock and Millville's fighting the clock here.
Pickup of a couple. Right at the 15-yard line. Millville looking to the brain trust on the sideline. Taking lots of time, and they're going to burn their final timeout here with just 15 seconds left until halftime. They lead it 8-0. And Adams Electrical Contractors are your residential specialists handling additions, renovations, and basements. Adams Electrical can supply and install generators, indoor and outdoor lighting, ceiling fans, smoke detectors, whatever you need. They offer free estimates and have been in business for over 35 years. Adams Electrical Contractors, 139 Pine Street in Mount Holly. Phone 609-267-8715 or visit them online at adamselectrical.com. So Millville took their final timeout. Only 15 seconds remain till halftime, and they have the football at the 15-yard line. They're leading it 8-0 and looking to come up with something here in the red zone that's going to give them an opportunity for some more points.
Well, without any timeouts, they either have to get the first down to stop the clock and then possibly clock it, or get the ball into the end zone, and I'm sure RV is well aware of that, so they're going to defend the deep pass.
And, of course, a big factor here is they do not have a kicker, so that is something that RV should take into consideration defensively as well. They can get close. They just don't want them to score a touchdown. Quick pitch to the left side. That one was incomplete.
I'll bring up third.
Yeah, Coach, did you ever not kick? You had 24 years of did you ever not have a kicker?
Oh yeah, we had some years. We had some years with some great kickers, some terrific kickers, but we had some years where we tried every guy on the team to kick and they couldn't. We even brought a soccer player over one year to kick for us. That when you could do that back in the day.
Trips to the right side. Nichols throws over the middle, and this one is incomplete. He had him, but then big hit.
I was waiting for that flag to come out on that one.
Yeah, it was close. You know, he actually looked to me, Dave, like he dropped the ball before he got hit, but he took a shot. He might as well have caught the ball.
Well, luckily that was just Bryce Mangine, who only weighs 150 pounds. So
That was Scott.
But that what it did look like from here, it was a targeting penalty.
So now 4th and 7. Trips to the left side for Millville. Nichols had plenty of time to throw the football on that last play. Empty backfield for the Thunderbolts. Here's Nichols. Nichols rolling to his right, fires to the right side, and this one is nearly intercepted, but incomplete.
That's the half.
That was Iverson Klemic with a deflection, and that's it. That's the end of the first half of play. Millville scores on their opening drive, and that's it. 8-0. Millville on top of Rancocas Valley. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and then we'll be back here from Rancocas Valley for this semifinal game between Rancocas Valley and Millville right after this.
Looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle? Miller Ford has a great selection to complement any lifestyle or budget. Plus, not just any car can be certified pre-owned Ford. Only the best cared for vehicles are chosen and then backed with Ford factory coverage, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, special financing, a clean Carfax report, and 24-hour roadside assistance. Find an affordable, reliable, and certified Miller Ford today. Miller makes it better. Route 38 Mount Holly and 24/7 at millerford.com.
Update your home with a long-lasting beauty of natural stone at the Hard Yard. Lippincott Supply in Mount Holly. We stock boulders, Belgian block, flagstone, stacking stone, and decorative gravel. We also offer a huge variety of natural thin veneer stone and custom cut stone. We can help you plan the job, rent the tools, and deliver it all. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the best place to buy natural stone products is at Lippincott Supply, downtown Mount Holly, since 1901.
All right, back here at Rancocas Valley, you see the cheerleaders and, of course, the Red Devil. What would this be without him or her on the field? Chilly night, but certainly nothing compared to the last week, Dave, when we were, at least this is a heated press box, but I, of course, talked about our videographer that...
I feel bad. I'm actually sweating in here. I had to turn it down, and I see Coffee Brown from SNJ over here, and he's inside. They're outside freezing their butts off right now.
So we've got some statistics here for the first half, and Tony, why don't you take those away?
Well, compliments of my other partner, Rich Van Noord. Still working on the stats, Rich. Thank you. Clement, 14 carries, 114 yards. Quarterback, 0 for 1, 0 yards. No, that was Mangren. Let me get the Rancocas. Mangine, thank you. Millville, Nichols, 9 of 14 passing, 1 interception, 80 yards. Scott, 9 rushes, 33 yards. Thompson, 3 rushes, 28 yards. Nichols, 3 rushes, 9 yards. Time of possession, Millville 13 minutes, Rancocas Valley 10. Now that's a little bit of a switch, 10:40 for Rancocas, 13:49 for Millville, but Millville has not had time of possession all year. Millville 9 first downs, Rancocas Valley 3, so they've really controlled the football.
Taking a look at some of the scores around South Jersey, the one that most people watching or listening to this game are most interested in is Lenape, the number 1 seed, against Howell, and they are now leading convincingly 28-7. Other games in Group 4, Shawnee with a 20-9 lead over Moorestown. Hamilton is losing to Highland 13-7. Timber Creek with a 3-point lead over Delsey 10-7. And of course, those two teams met earlier this season, and it was a very, very close game there as well. I'm sure that's a terrific game, as the score indicates. One other score, Holy Spirit knocking off Mater D by the score of 20-7. Of course, tomorrow St. Joe's takes on Immaculata, and if both the Holy Spirit and St. Joe's win, they will have a rematch of a game earlier that was won by St. Joe's, and two quality teams from down on the shore.
So that was a final score by Holy Spirit, 20-7.
I think that's a half. Is that the half?
Don't know
I
if
think
it's
that's the half.
I don't think it's a final score, but they're up 20-7. Of course, the heartbreaker when they played them last year on the hook and ladder, where they lost that football game. So they remember that, I'm sure, and want a little revenge in that game. And right now, they're getting it. Parent Chief Chapels has been part of the greater Mount Holly community for more than 180 years. Community service and participation, both part of their heritage. When you have a need of their services, you can call 609-267-0399. Go to their website at parentchief.com or visit their warm and comfortable offices at 438 High Street in Mount Holly. They are there to honor the memory of your loved ones. Parent Chief Chapels, a proud supporter of the student athletes at Rancocas Valley High School. Yeah, just got a message that all games tonight started at 7, so that Holy Spirit game still in progress. TD Bank congratulates the Millville Thunderbolts on their success this season. There's a TD Bank near you pretty much no matter where you live. TD Bank has joined many others in making contributions to the American Red Cross to assist those recovering from hurricanes and wildfires. Everybody at TD Bank encourages you to give what you can afford by visiting redcross.org. TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. We are here at Rancocas Valley in the Group 5 South Jersey semifinal. Millville up 8-0 as they took the opening kickoff and scored on a 2-yard run by Clayton Scott, and he also the 2-point conversion, and that's where we stand right here. So, gentlemen, your impressions of the first half.
Coach, with your experience here, I'm want to hear yours first.
You're too close to playing, Dave. You're just getting fired up for the second half, ready to come out. And,
I'm warming up in here like I'm doing jumping jacks behind you because I'm so psyched.
It's going to be an interesting second half. You said this early, Dave, and Tony, you echoed it. These two teams are evenly matched. Great speed on both sides, good defense on both sides. The concerns I had for Millville really didn't come into play. The kicking game's been great for Millville thus far in both coverage and their punt team, and the return team set up the opening drive that they were able to score on. The one penalty came back to haunt them when they had the holding penalty. They may have done something particularly on that drive. But coming into the second half, I look for Klemic to really run the edges and establish something on the edges as opposed to trying to run him inside. I don't think many of those yards he got were inside. Maybe one of the runs was inside. The rest were on the perimeter, and that's where Millville struggled last week. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Rancocas makes coming into the second half. They do get the ball first, and so they'll have an opportunity to try to do something. I've always maintained at halftime the important parts of games are the end of a half, the beginning of the half, and the end of the game. Not in that order. The end of the game is most important, but how you come out in the second half is very important. So if you give up points right away or you give up points at the end of the half, Rancocas did a great job stopping Millville. They didn't get points on the board at the end of the half, so they get the ball. They're going to be fired up, and they're going to come out, and it's going to be Millville's job to try to stop them. This game's very evenly matched.
I agree there. I think that what you said about coming out early, that's something that usually we see Rancocas Valley do. They've never played from behind. So when they did get behind, you can see it kind of like made them flat. There's a different atmosphere now. The only time I've seen them play from behind was at Camden. well, when they got up by 17, as soon as they got behind, you see they just played a little bit flat. I think their key, the Rancocas Valley key on offense, is to try to get the ball to Condress and Watson on the outside on some short slants, or they're pulling man-to-man matchups.
They haven't really done that, Dave.
They
for
haven't
whatever
touched
reason,
it.
they haven't touched it.
So,
and I see what you mean when you're calling for it up here. You can see that they have the man-to-man coverage. You're exactly right, but they haven't done it.
And then running, and you're right about their stuff and Iverson up the middle, but as soon as he runs to the outside, they're susceptible. They do have. And they stuff everyone right into the middle. They're running like a cover 1 or 0 sometimes. So they want to take the ball away from him. But, again, Iverson will create something by knocking over a linebacker and then running through him. So it's just a tough thing to deal with. But besides that, that's a great job from Coach Thomas to get them up early. I think a lot of it had to do with that great return. They had a great return, and their kicking game has been fantastic. So and that's something that I always said from the first time I had a game in Rancocas Valley, that they were susceptible in their kicking game for whatever reason, and they throw a lot of starters out there too. Maybe they don't just play as excited on the special teams, or they're tired, but they have been very susceptible there.
The other thing I think we ought to keep our eye on too is, as they call him, the Mighty Mike Mark Sykes. I think he could be a factor in the second half. He's only 5'5", 145, but very quick, and I think sometimes in these kinds of games happens on all levels of all sports, there's somebody who you might not think is going to be a big factor in the game that could be, and he certainly could be.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I do too. I mean, people step up that you don't normally, think of. You know how good Klemic is. You know how good Scott is. But a player like that, it was interesting reading about him and his abilities during the year, calling him the Mighty Mite.
Yeah,
I messed that up so many times.
Yeah, he had a big catch last week, and I think he could definitely be a factor. We are at halftime. It's 8-0. Millville on top of Rancocas Valley, and they are the Cumberland County Improvement Authority, your improvement authority, and they're investing in new, innovative facilities. For each dollar they invest, $4 more are returned to Cumberland County. To date, this strategy has created more than $400 million for the county. They also attract new business to the county and help those already here to grow and create more jobs. And they do it all to improve the lives of Cumberland County residents. The Cumberland County Improvement Authority, your improvement authority. Learn more online at ccia-net.com. Mighty Mouse. I keep getting corrected. See, his name is, or his nickname.
Oh, it is Mighty Mouse.
It's Mighty Mouse. I don't know why we always get that wrong. But
third guilty party here.
No matter what they call him, he's pretty good.
Mighty Mouse. But yes, he could be a big factor. And they really haven't. Carlton Lawrence has not. They're double teaming him, and I watched him disguise it in a bunch of ways. But that's a double team. In the second half, when they go, they're going to try to probably get him in motion so they can get him away from Clement and then get the ball out in the flat. And then, as you could see, he made a great play, made Iverson Clement miss, got up the sideline. So if you want to get him open, you're going to have to jet sweep him, or you're going to have to send him in motion, change some of the formations, which, Millville does a ton. They change formations a lot. There's a lot of things they could do. If they want to get him the ball, which I think will be a key for them, that's what they're going to have to do.
And coverage of the NJSIAA football playoffs produced by Prime Events on 98.7 The Coast and brought to you by Atlanticare with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. And Premier Barbershop is the place to get your hair cut. They have experienced barbers at Premier who specialize in the latest styles: fades, temple tapers, mohawks, comb-overs, designs, and more. Premier Barbershop at 14 High Street in Mount Holly. They're a diversified establishment. If you look good, they look good. So get sharp at Premier Barbershop in Mount Holly. So just a couple of minutes before both teams make their way back onto the field. Let's just get your opinions of what you think you're going to see, what changes each team might be making going into the second half based on what they did in the first half.
Well, one thing I would say is, Clayton Scott only carried the ball 9 times. Now, I say only, that's average that's good for an average back. But, I think last year I got back to 39 times. That's an awful lot, but he's certainly not going to carry it 30 times in this half to get to that number. But he certainly, I think, will be a much more of a factor this half. They handed it off to Williams. They handed it off to the Tex Robinson. But I think they're going to dance with the one that brought them, and I think Scott's going to get a lot of carries in this half.
I think E.J. Nichols having, if they have a drop back pass, they run 4 deep. Get the defensive back cleared and let these guys run up and try to tackle E.J. Nichols and let him just have his way running 20 yards until he sees the next defensive back. I think that's going to be one of those things. If I'm an offensive coordinator up in the booth here, I'm looking at that thing and going, man, these guys are getting a great push to get to him, but they're overrunning him, and you go a 4 deep and then run E.J. Nichols up the middle. That's kind of what I would be looking to do, and letting him pick up some yards as well.
And he's capable of doing that. He has great speed and is very elusive. Now, a couple of receivers they had were wide open. I know, Tony, you made mention of it on the second series where Cordier Gray was open and dropped the ball. So you got to hit on those plays.
No question, when you get your opportunities in these big playoff games, you've got to make them. We're going to be back with the start of the second half. Rancocas Valley to receive, and we're going to take that right after this 1-minute break.
Pre-loved, pre-approved, and new to you. Visit Miller Subaru in Mount Holly and get a great deal on a factory certified pre-owned vehicle. Our certified pre-owned vehicles
Only
are
if it's
all backed
50
by
to 0
Subaru and come with a 7-year, 100,000
me and
mile
Tony
warranty.
switch jobs. I
Special
start doing
financing,
play-by-play. He
a free
does color.
Carfax
I
included,
read the
and
commercial.
24-hour
He left us
roadside
today, man. We had to
assistance.
scramble.
All of the luxuries and
Yeah, you
peace of
guys
mind
did a
of
good
new
job.
car.
You know what's
Affordable
nice?
price.
You said about
Miller
the
makes it
scramble.
better.
Yeah.
Miller
You can't
Subaru,
wait.
Route 38 Mount Holly,
Yeah.
24/7 at
Millville, you can't
millersubaru.com.
Your home with a long-lasting beauty of natural stone at the Hard Yard. Lippincott Supply in Mount Holly. We stock boulders, Belgian block, flagstone, stacking stone, and decorative gravel. We also offer a huge variety of natural thin veneer stone and custom cut stone. We can help you plan the job, rent the tools, and deliver it all. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the best place to buy natural stone products is at Lippincott Supply, downtown Mount Holly, since 1901.
West late on tonight. Say that again.
All right, back here at Rancocas Valley.
Okay.
Both teams are back on the field.
Yeah, Phil, you got to come down there for the game.
Rancocas Valley in their all red, of course, in Millville, traveling white uniforms.
He'll be in his office there.
It's neat. I can see Coach Thomas does some of the traditions that we had in Kansas City. Some of the pregame stuff that we did, and we had a great strength coach and a guy named Billy Long, and he had some neat traditions to get your team psyched up, not just like warmed up, but psyched up. It's psychological as well, and Coach Thomas does some of those things neat. That's the cool thing about having an ex-NFL guy as your coach. He gets these kind of like, there's just things that you see that, that nobody else has, and that's a neat thing that he brings to the team and brings to Millville's community.
Yes, he does, and the community's embraced him. He's done a wonderful job of not only coaching the young men on the field but off the field. You mentioned about the offensive coordinator in the booth. I've talked to him many times. He is the offensive coordinator, so everything. I mean, he'll listen to people. He has people upstairs that might tell him what you mentioned, but they basically tell him that information, and he calls all the calls from the sideline via hand signals and does a great job with the offense.
Yeah, he's special. I played with him in Kansas City in 2003, which is, a neat thing to do, because I remember he came over with Coach Shea. He was a Rutgers kid, and we had some mutual friends. Marcus Perry, if you remember Marcus Perry from Mainland, Kevin
guy,
Sinclair.
Yep.
From Ocean City High School. Well, we had some mutual friends, so when we got together in Kansas City, we immediately hit it off, and I admired him for how much he studied film. He's a running back. They have to study the least film. They have to react the most. But he was in film study just as long as anybody, longer than anybody, in the weight room, longer than everybody, and I just loved his work ethic. So it's neat to see him what he's doing now.
Back then, Dave, he told me he's always wanted to coach, so I think he took that type of work ethic when he was playing, and the fact that I want to study the game. I want to eventually coach.
Yep, sure did.
And my son Brian coached him at Rutgers when Brian was a GA up there, and Brian said he had the same work ethic up there. They just loved him up there. Coach Shea loved him. That's why I'm sure he brought him to the Chiefs.
Yep, he's a great, and he brings some of those intangibles with leadership and. And work ethic those things are infectious, and when your team has him as an example, they follow suit sometimes. And you're two state champion, you're a state championship last year and getting pretty darn close to one this year.
Yeah, he's you can't complain about the record. We only thing on coach's plate now is we got to get fired up for the next game, regardless of what happens tonight, because that's our big game with Vineland. So talked to Coach last night about it when I called him. We'll have him fired up for Vineland, I'm sure.
Those are neat rivalries. I cherish those. If anything I can get to, I always make it back to the Thanksgiving games.
Well, here we go, Tony.
All right.
Lawrence will kick off for the Thunderbolts.
So it'll be Lawrence kicking it away and Matlock back along with Clement. As we begin half number 2, Millville up 8-0. Line drive kick going to be taken by Matlock at the 15. Running behind Iverson Clement. A great pancake block there as he's knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And it appears that Rancocas Valley has come out with a little fire here.
Yeah, Matlock can return the ball, especially when you throw a pancake block from Iverson Clement and just follow him. And he knocked number 7. That was Damian Bowser, just put him right on his back.
Yeah, and RV's in the same position Millville was in the first half. Great field position. The kicking game that did not hurt Millville in the first half. That coverage team hurt them. Carlton Lawrence put the wood on him there to knock him out of bounds. So here we go, first down.
Iverson Clement at quarterback. Mangine now split out to the right side in the slot, so shaking things up a bit offensively. Yeah, there's Clement. Clement breaking through, picks up 7, 8, 10 yards for the first down. It appears, let's see where they're going to mark it, would not go down, just moving the pile from that wildcat position.
I love it when the old school coaches like Coach Serace use the new school terminology like laying the wood. I just love that. I love that.
So they give him an advance of 9 yards, and it'll be second and 1. Sorry.
He just carried blockers, tacklers.
He never stops pumping his legs.
Nope.
They just continue to pump.
Yep. Evident every time he has the ball in his hands, he's special.
And the neat thing about that is if you pump your legs, your knees are less susceptible to injury. So you always want to get in that situation. Don't get low and push. Pump your legs, because then someone comes in from the side. You're not getting your knee knocked out.
Stack formation to the right side. Clement again looking for an opening and smashes off the right side to pick up the first down. And it's funny because I think Rancocas Valley is kind of doing something similar to what Millville did last year with the full house, in that they're giving Iverson Clement the ability to just, hey, we're going to block man on man. You just pick your spot, and he's doing it.
Yep. You got a gun, shoot it. And he's their gun, man. He's the guy that brought him here. He's the guy that's going to take him to the state final, they hope. And so the idea is to get him the football every way they can. And they're staying with the Wildcat, and I believe you're going to see him running the football.
He can throw it, too, so that's still a threat.
At the 42, there is the throw to the right side. That one is complete. Mangine makes the reception to the 38-yard line, so kind of a reverse there. Yeah. Normally it's Mangine to Clement. Yeah. There we go, Clement to Mangine, right?
Our psychic, Dave Klemic.
Yeah,
you can throw it too.
That's my best Tony Romo impression. Yeah. I do like how they're not coming out with a, we Coach Coffey used to say something I can't say on air, but you come out with a tight butt. You just can't you come out and be stiff and you just run the ball too much. They're coming out there doing creative things right now, and they'll create opportunities for themselves. Great Coach Coffey, love him.
So second down and 6. Clement again, and he is hogtied and dropped after an advance of maybe 1 yard.
And he is
Dylan Washington. It's a great tackle.
Jamar
Holbrook with an unbelievable body slam. Dylan Washington. Yeah, that was Dylan Washington. Yeah, I thought that might have been.
You rarely see him getting taken down by an arm tackle like that, and he got him That was the size difference right there.
Yeah, he's 247, 250 pounds, and showed it right there.
Yeah, and one of the better players on Millville, 6'3", 247.
So third, give him an advance of a yard, but third down and 5.
He's 3rd and 5 for the Red
And they continue to go with Klemic at quarterback. Timeout was called by. Didn't catch who called timeout, but nonetheless.
I think that was Rancocas. I think they had too many men in the backfield. That was going to get they were going to get a procedure call if they snapped the ball right there. I think they might have smartly took the timeout.
8:58 left in the third. Rancocas Valley down 8-0. And over the years, Third Base Sports and Trophies has grown into one of the leading companies on the East Coast in providing all of your trophy and apparel needs. Located on Hollywood Avenue in Cherry Hill, they provide one-stop shopping to their customers with outstanding quality, service, and affordability. Open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Phone 856-665-0114. Remember to stop at third base on your way home.
Third down for the Red Devils. 3rd and 6.
So third down.
That's Klemic on
Here's
the carry.
Klemic. Klemic's not going to get there off the right side, and that's going to bring up fourth down. May have picked up a yard, but Millville, since that early success from the Wildcat, seems to have stiffened here, and now it's fourth down.
They're going to have to take a shot on this one-on-one matchup with Allen Watson down here, covered by Marcial Ramos. They're giving it to him, and he's a big receiver on a guy that's not nearly as big as him. If you look at the size matchup, it's like David and Goliath right now. Ramos can run, but they got to give him the ball.
He jumps like you do. No, not that good, but he jumps well. Nobody jumps as good as you, Dave.
Here's fourth down. Klemic going to throw it. Now he decides to run it to the left side. Angling to the left sideline, puts down his shoulder, and he's going to be knocked down right at the 30-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for Rancocas Valley.
And you
close.
Saw the ability of Klemic there. Wow. I really thought he looked like he wanted to throw it, but once he took off for the sideline, boy, he has the speed to get around the corner.
It's like he has that, you said it earlier, he has this weird strider, but then he also, he's such a powerful runner. When he has to open up, he opens up that stride and gets to fifth gear.
Sykes checks in, replacing Condris. Of course, they're going to be a little cautious with Condris. Not 100%. He's playing, but he's not 100%. Coming off that ankle injury. First down. At the 31-yard line. Klemic to the left side. Behind blocking. Powers his way to the 27-yard line.
Jameer Downing on the tackle, and he felt every bit of that. Boy, Klemic just ran so hard into the line that time on just a power keep.
Very few penalties on both sides of the ball today, which both of these teams have been plagued by penalties, and they're playing very disciplined ball right now.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. Klemic fires to the right side. This one is complete. Stutter stepping Mangine angling for the sticks. Rancocas Valley says they have it, but the officials get the final word here.
Well, listen, Dave called it. Klemic can throw it too, and there's really no one out there, so they're giving him an easy 5-yard throw. Little easy pitch and catch.
Pickup of just shy of the first down, so it's now third down and a yard.
Well, they've got 2 downs to pick this up for sure.
Man, if I was Watson, I would be screaming to give me the ball, though.
The snap, Klemic straight up the gut, picks up the first down.
He picks up the first down.
So Iverson Klemic in the Wildcat. Rancocas Valley changing things up here in this ball game. Of course, last year against Lenape, he ran the show because Mangine was injured, did a very good job of it. They just did lose that game, but he's no stranger to running this offense.
Oh, they're unprepared. They got nobody covering Mangine right now. This is a there's only one defensive back out there.
That's Ramos.
They're playing the run.
Clement powers to the 11-yard line.
How about that? Almost no respect for Mangine out there as a receiver.
2nd and 2 for the Red Devils.
Now, the last time when they threw it on the far side, Dave, was an easy 5-yard pitch and catch.
Yeah.
But they're going to ride the horse that brought them, man. Clement is definitely taking over this football game on this series. Had the ball.
I mean, he can't cover two people. If one goes slant and one goes deep, it's a touchdown. That's all I got to do is look right there. I mean,
that's Clement on the carry.
Clement looking to cut it upfield, starting to go outside, but then thought better of it, try to cut it up the middle, and didn't get much. It's interesting, though, that you figure some people upstairs has got to see what we're seeing.
I'm pulling my hair out right now. And maybe I keep thinking they're going to set it up, but they're giving it to him.
Oh, they're riding the horse. They're riding Clement right now. Jamar Holbrook on that tackle. He penetrated. But again, bringing up a 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 for the Red Devils.
Dave, I could be wrong. I don't think you're going to see the ball in the air.
Yeah, if you ran, okay, so if Allen Watson, you run a smash combination here, hitch and corner. There's nobody standing out there.
There's nobody
you know what I mean? He's going to cover Watson and nobody's standing there.
Here's Clement. Clement up the middle, but he is going to be short of the first down, so decision time for Coach Houseman. Obviously, they're going to need not only a touchdown, but either a 2-point conversion or a field goal to take the lead, and they've got a good kicker, but do not appear they are going to go that route.
That'll be 4th down.
It'll be 4th and 3, and he picked up a yard.
So they are going to kick it as Kyle Peskavich.
You're right, they are going to kick it.
Kyle Peskavich, number 90,
is coming on.
To attempt the field goal. Number 7.
Going to put it down at the 20-yard line.
He's got the leg to get this through the uprights easily, and I think this is a smart move because then it's a 1-score game.
Be a 30-yard attempt. Angle is to the right. Mangine to hold. Teams are set. Ball placed down, booted, and it is no good.
Wow.
3 minutes, 58 seconds remaining.
Well, no matter what we say up here, Coach sees something down there that we don't, and he just did a great job of stopping that because I thought that was a wave that wasn't going to be stopped.
No, that was a perfect drive. It ended in no points for RV. If you're Millville, you're thrilled with being able to stop it. Them coming out with a wildcat and Clement carrying the football majority of the time was really keeping the ball away from Millville for all but 3:58 of the third period.
Although you didn't score, you got the defense off the field a little bit. I was going to say conditioning is going to come into play right here because they're playing, both teams playing at a fast pace.
So Millville with the football at their own 20-yard line. Nichols with a give.
On the carry.
Williams gets the call. Minimal gain.
Bruce Williams.
I don't know how many RV has both ways, but Millville has a significant number of players both ways. So, they need to pick up a couple of first downs here to get the defense some rest.
Yeah, Millville starts to get people late because of their depth. They got a bunch of guys that can do. They sub in guys that are a lot of speedsters and at the skill positions. And if I look right down there, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These guys are all right by those single digits. They kind of leave all their skills at the single digits, and they all can replace each other and do just as well.
Off right tackle, nothing there, but a break of the tackle, and now spilled at the 21-yard line. Clayton Scott, all he could do just to get back to the line of scrimmage, but you can see how talented he is right there.
Yeah, he took a 4 or 5 yard loss into a 1-yard gain just by being a very, very tough runner.
Sap can get you low, and I was just saying earlier how low Clayton Scott runs, and he got even lower and was able to win the physics battle right there.
So now 3rd and 9 for Millville.
And Millville struggled throwing the football here. Dave mentioned earlier they haven't really thrown deep. So it's definite passing situation.
Nichols with a snap.
Screen.
Screen to the right side is complete to Scott with blockers in front, and Scott's going to have the first down across the 40 and finally caught from behind at the 45-yard line. And you could see a perfect call there, Tony, because Rancocas Valley sending people, and they threw it to his side.
Yeah, at first I didn't see the screen getting set up. I thought he was in big trouble, but again, Nichols set it up perfectly and get the ball in Scott's hands, just like in Clement's hands. You know, good things are going to happen for your team, and Clayton Scott took that football a long way.
You're a good quarterback. You let those plays develop. You let the line over pursue and then dump the ball right over their head, and usually you're ahead of the defense now. Perfectly executed.
Millville on top, 8-0. Big completion and first down there. Off the left side. Pickup of 3, maybe 4. Stood up and then thrown back was
Pickup of 4 yards.
Williams.
That was number 6,
Yeah,
Bruce
Williams.
Williams on the carry. Bring up second.
So a
and
pickup of 4.
I believe Carlton Lawrence is out for Millville. I hope he's just getting a rest. He's not injured. He's had a few injury problems throughout the year, but he wasn't in the last series.
Yeah, I see number 9, Kyle Yancey's been in, replaced him.
Scott stumbling in the backfield and just does get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Millville.
I believe this will be Millville's 6th play of the 3rd period, so they haven't had the ball hardly at all with 1 minute and counting.
His game is really flying by. Nichols looking to the sideline, as are the rest of the skilled people. Taking their time to get this one off here.
Back judge is counting.
The snap. Nichols fires over the middle. It's complete at the 40-yard line.
Caught by number 3, Carter Gray.
That was Gray on the reception.
Carter Gray on a quick slant. Well, that's a huge first down, Dave.
Yeah.
A bullet by Nichols and in stride over the middle with a connection.
And they see they're using up clock right now. You can see they want to kind of finish up the quarter with the ball here. I don't know if they have wind going that way.
There's no wind, I don't think.
Nichols throwing to the left side, and that one, errant throw, nearly intercepted.
But you can see they're giving the corners are taking outside leverage and giving the slants away. So either the corners have to take a little inside leverage or change their coverage because they're giving it to them. That one was inaccurately thrown, but it was wide open.
Intended for Ramos. 2nd down and 10. 3 seconds remain, 3rd quarter of play. Double slot formation. Nichols. Scott.
That's Scott on the carry.
Scott off the left side. Scott inside the 30 to the 29-yard line and picks up another first down for Millville.
Millville doing the same thing that Rancocas did, feed the horse. So, you got Clayton Scott giving you football.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter, with Millville continuing to lead it 8-0. And this live coverage of Millville football brought to you by the Millville Thunderbolt Club, now in its 63rd year of supporting Millville high school sports teams. The members of the Millville Thunderbolt Club are proud of all of Millville's 22 varsity sports teams and continue to provide scholarships for athletes from every sport who choose to sacrifice in the name of the orange and blue. Visit their website, MillvilleThunderboltClub.com. And there's something for everybody at Dempster Sports Pub in Mount Holly. Early bird specials, Mexican Monday, Saturday breakfast, Thirsty Thursday, a great menu featuring their scrumptious burgers, nightly entertainment, wide variety of beverages. But Dempster Sports Pub was designed for the sports fan. You can watch all the NFL and college football games, plus baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, you name it. And they have all their own teams for shuffleboard, darts, and horseshoes. Dempster Sports Pub, 437 Pine Street, just off Route 38 in Mount Holly, where friends become family. So first down.
Fourth quarter.
We've got a big following tonight on YouTube. I want to thank all the fans for watching. This is the biggest one we've had so far. And probably was that corny video I put on promoting it.
There you go.
No question.
I think that was what it was. Dean, thank you for making me do that.
So Millville with the football and with the lead. First at the Rancocas Valley 29-yard line.
Coach, I was interested. There's a documentary being done on your family as all the successful coaches that's from you and both your sons. And where can we see that?
Well, SNJ today, in conjunction with the Leroy Theater in Millville, is going to have the premiere on Tuesday night, November 21st. Doors open at 6, and I guess the showing is going to be at 7.
That's awesome.
At the Mintz Insurance Agency, you'll receive professional integrity with a personal touch since 1934. Mintz Insurance has been your neighbor and your hometown insurance agent. They'll assist you with all of your insurance needs and help you manage and plan for all of your potential risks. They work hard to build a trusted relationship with their customers. Representing over 20 companies, they will always seek out the best companies that offer the appropriate coverages at a fair price. Mintz Insurance Agency is at 10 East Main Street in Millville. Phone 856-825-2880 or visit mintzinsurance.com online. So here's Millville with the football at the 29-yard line of Rancocas Valley. Scott to the right side. To the 25-yard line, pickup of nearly 5.
Millville back in that solid formation. The play before, Tony, we went to break. Millville had to call a timeout. There was some confusion in their backfield, so came back out on that first down play on a solid set again. Give it to the second man through, Scott.
Pickup of 4. At the 26. Again, that full house backfield. This time, nothing at all. Great penetration there against Scott. And he's thrown for a loss. Jesse Edrick was there along with Sapp, two of their leading tacklers.
Well, it's 4-down territory for Millville, but it does bring up a long situation. So Millville's probably going to have to put the ball in the air, I would think.
Yeah, you hate to be predictable, but they're going to have to go to air probably, unless they can get a good chunk on one of those screens or let the quarterback run out, on an over pursuit play.
Double slot formation for Nichols with a snap. Being rushed, steps up in the pocket again, has room, angling for that right stick, and he's run out of bounds short. But you could see the penetration coming in, and you're saying, okay, they're going to get to him, but then he just steps up. And the tackles are giving him that room to step up the middle, or not kind of maintaining that gap control.
Yeah, you wonder how much that's designed, too, because sometimes you have a running quarterback, they kind of give you the door, they kind of olay you like that and let you over pursue and give you right up the middle of the field. That linebacker has to be really aware of where, almost somebody just to cover E.J. Nichols, so, just keep an eye on him the entire time.
And he gives you that dimension. He has that kind of speed. So Here's 4th down, 4th and 3.
Again, that long count.
Try to get him with a hard count.
Slot formation to the right side. Nichols going to throw the football. Being rushed, fires to the right side, and this one is incomplete.
No, he caught it.
They caught it.
He bounced it up in the air, Tony, and came down with it, Dave. I don't know if you saw that. He bounced it up in the air and caught it.
That was Tex Thompson.
Wow, what a terrific catch by Tex Thompson.
Yeah, it popped up in the air, and I thought it was falling to the ground, but he wouldn't let it.
It's hard to see from this angle, but what a play. Man, what an athletic play that was.
Yeah, that's definitely a play you need to rerun again and see it on video. Unbelievable play. Millville going for it all on that 4th and 4. think you'd be a little more conservative, you know. Coach Thomas letting it all out, man. Terrific call. Here's a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they're huddling up. They're already lead at 14-0.
I think they like that matchup. He's kind of a bigger, like a tight end almost size, going against a smaller corner. He can kind of pull that Gronkowski mismatch.
Here's that full house backfield again, and they're not going to get there, or are they? No. Williams on the carry, but they do not get there, so that kind of leaves the door open for Rancocas Valley, because if they get 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, they have a chance to win this football game. First thing they got to do is score some points. 10:26 left in the fourth quarter. It's Millville on top of Rancocas Valley, 14-0. Bill Gordon Mount Holly Pro Day is proud to support Rancocas Valley football. Bill Gordon Mount Holly Pro Day is an annual not-for-profit event established in 1998 as a way to financially support area youth programs, everything from Pop Warner football to Mount Holly Library. The 21st annual Bill Gordon Mount Holly Pro Day is coming up in May. Check out the details online at onlc.com/Pro Day. And Atlantic Care Urgent Care Centers are located throughout South Jersey, staffed with board-certified providers, registered nurses, and x-ray technicians. Provide care for non-life-threatening emergencies and illnesses 7 days a week, including holidays, without an appointment or long wait. X-ray and lab services are right on site. If the unexpected happens, it's the urgent care you know you can trust. For a complete list of hours and locations, visit atlanticcare.org/urgent. So task becomes a lot tougher now for Rancocas Valley, trailing at 14-0.
And Tony, I got to believe Carlton Lawrence is hurt. He's not kicking off.
One of the up people takes it for Rancocas Valley. Anaya picks it up to the 38-yard line, and now Rancocas Valley's got to get some things done quickly here, trailing at 14-0, 10:18 left in this ball game.
Yeah, like the last drive when it took a long time, took a lot of time off the clock, but to come up short, and now you got to send something downfield, and I think Bryce is coming back in at quarterback. You need to score quick because they're chewing up clock. They can run the ball and take these long drives that drill all that time off the clock. So they're going to have to get it downfield.
Yeah, and Millville's all-conference safety Carlton Lawrence is not on the field, so got to believe he's been dinged.
So Rancocas Valley with the football, and Mangine is back at quarterback with the snap. Set, screen to the left side. This one's complete. Big gainer to the 48-yard line.
First time we've seen the Alan Watson call tonight, and I thought he would be a big factor in tonight's game. That was a big play right there.
2nd and 1, Condors in the ball game along with Alan Watson. They set up a trip stack to the left side. Here's Mangine. Mangine is going to take it himself. Mangine to the midfield line, and he is going to pick up the first down.
See, I kind of disagree with going like a run up the middle of the quarterback because they already think that they're going to hand the ball off to Klemic up the middle. So you're just kind of putting a different player in that place, which they are already prepared for.
And they're hurrying it up right here. Mangine sets, throws deep down the right side, and this one is caught at the 15-yard line by Keyshawn Harris.
Caught by number 29, Keyshawn Harris.
Big catch.
Well, it was a big catch, Dave. I don't think you can ask for better coverage.
You guys covered great.
He was right there, but that was an unbelievable catch. So just as you say RV's out of it, RV's back in it, and they're on the move.
He had a fantastic one-handed catch a couple weeks ago at Camden.
Mangine's going to throw it again in the end zone for the touchdown.
Finally used that slant.
Yep.
They've been giving it to him all night. So you have your Mangine back in, and now it's a game again.
And Keyshawn Harris again. So the Keyshawn Harris show on this drive as he catches the long bomb and then the slant for the touchdown.
And you know that when you're single high, Dave, that safety has to help you on that slant, and they had to move some personnel around. They didn't have Carlton Lawrence, their all-conference safety, to help out on that. I don't know if he'd have made a difference, but you like to have all your all your bullets in the gun, and he's not in
Yeah,
there.
he ran a good route, though, because he ran it skinny. He didn't run it too far towards the safety. He just kind of inside his shoulder, and he pushed him upfield. So
Yep, you're exactly right, Dave. Spoken like a true
wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
I mean, I try not to skew myself, and no matter what defense is out there, I'm always looking at the receivers a little bit too much.
So now 14-7 as quickly Rancocas Valley answers Millville, and they're within one score. The Millville Chiropractic Center, located at 1014 North High Street in Millville, has a long history of success serving the community. Doctors B.B. Doyle, Brook, and Fresh treat a variety of health conditions at their full-service facility that includes x-rays, on-site, computerized muscle analysis, manipulations, exercises, and a diet and weight loss program. Call their friendly staff at 856-327-0320 for an appointment. Millville Chiropractic Center, congratulating the Thunderbolts on a great season. So Rancocas Valley wastes very little time in scoring their first touchdown of the ball game, and now they're right back in it, trailing by just one touchdown.
Okay, this is the portion of the Rancocas Valley, any of their special teams, a little susceptible in their kicking game. So hopefully, they play a little tighter right now. Play their lanes.
Roskevich with a kick. Taken at the 10 and then grabbed at the 14-yard line.
That was Swope on the tackle.
And that was a tackle, Dave. He just lit right into him. And I'll tell you, no Carlton Lawrence back there for the return, one of the premier return backs. But be that as it may, RV is fired up. You can see the momentum on their sideline. So this is where Millville has to answer. This is where if you have a mature football team and a team that's been there before, they know they need to answer because RV is fired up. They've kind of taken the momentum when they scored so quickly, and they're ready to go.
So an injured player down for Millville who was being attended to, and while they do, just want to mention that for over 45 years, Alimo Group has provided quality engineering services to public clients throughout New Jersey and in New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Many of these clients have used Alimo Group services for years, and the firm has received many engineering and planning awards for municipal and state projects. Alimo Group services are tailored to a client's specific needs. These range from water wells to footbridges and nature paths to new structures and facilities. The Alimo Group can engineer your ideas and help you create just what you need. Phone the Alimo Group at 609-267-8310 or visit them at 200 High Street in Mount Holly.
Did you get that number, Dave, of the injured player?
I thought it was number 9, Kyle Yancey. But you already you said Carlton Lawrence being out has already played a big factor in this game.
So Millville with the football off the right side for minimal gain. Scott for a couple.
Apologize. This is a good game here. I'm hitting Coach Serace right here. I'm getting all hyped up. I'm hitting Tony, grabbing his binoculars.
Dave's ready to get in the ball game.
That's right. I'm putting in for combat pay myself. So 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8 for
big series right here for both teams. Here's Nichols with a quick toss to the left side. Eludes one tackle. Continues across the 15 to the 17-yard line, but then
gain of about 3.
Swarmed under.
That's Ramos. That kid runs so hard. Took 3 or 4 people to take him down, and that's how he runs.
That's how he runs, Dave. You're right. He's very elusive, and with Lawrence out, they've got to get the football in his hands
yes, they do.
And in Scott's hands. I mean, they're 2 players, especially with Lawrence out.
Looks like
we have a penalty here.
Yeah.
There was a flag on the play.
Let's see if we can take Coach's prediction. He said he wants to keep it under 4 penalties for the game. That was number 2.
But it's good for a first down. Big penalty right there. Ball moved to the 25-yard line.
Never want to give up a first down on a penalty, Tony.
Nichols, Scott, right side. Breaks one tackle. across the 25 to the 27-yard line, so picks up 4, maybe 5. Sometimes he doesn't look like he's picking up that much, and all of a sudden you got a 5-yard advance.
Now, when you're watching him and Klemic, you're watching two special backs that are going to do it at the next level and do it very well. They don't go down easy, and you look up and a 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain.
Almost every first down, they've blitzed number 46, Ricky Torres, off the right side, and they just sent him free. He hasn't been touched, but that leaves the flat wide open over here, and I've noticed that since the beginning of the game. On first down, they're blitzing him right off the right edge.
2nd down and 5. Rancocas Valley crowding the line of scrimmage, and now a marker. That delay of game?
Delay of game.
Yes, it was.
Against Millville. That'll be second down, 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 10 now. Completely different situation for Millville. Up 14-7.
Those are the things I notice because I'm always thinking of who's got the hot route. Who's got hot route, and you can see kind of who's going to get it on tendencies a little bit. But here he comes again. He's going to blitz.
There's the hot route.
Nichols.
There you go.
Ramos, the completion. Ramos with a first down to the 40-yard line.
Inches away, Dave, from breaking that.
Yep.
He almost broke it.
Yeah,
and you called it, Dave. That was a hot route. As soon as he blitzed, they came to that side and hit him with a perfect strike.
For those of you at home that kind of don't know what that means, the hot route is if you blitz somebody, your point is to try to replace exactly where they were because it's an open area. So if number 46 is playing linebacker in the flat, you want to slant right into that area where he was because it's open. And that's, if you can punish a defense for doing it, they stop blitzing you.
Millville 40-yard line.
Slot formation to the right side. Give to Scott. Scott stutter stepping and picks up maybe a yard to the 41-yard line, but played well there by Rancocas Valley.
That was my John Maddenism for the day. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. That was good explanation. Very good explanation.
6 minutes now left in the ball game, so it's not only a situation where you can't let Millville score anymore, but you can't let them eat up the clock either, because if you want to win this football game, first thing you got to do is at least tie it up.
2nd and 9.
Nichols back to pass off play action. Rolling to his right, being hemmed in. And he's going to be thrown for a huge loss back to the 27-yard line.
That time they did a good job containing him instead of just going right after him, because usually he can bounce right outside, and they kind of slow down, treated it like a punt return, and kind of just contained him, and then he had to take basically he tackled himself.
Yeah, that time, Nichols, you hit the nail on the head, Dave. They did a great job, and you're trying to make something happen. And all the critics out there that say, throw the ball, get rid of the ball, never played quarterback.
Yeah, it was more of a coverage sack right there. He had nowhere to go.
Yep, tried to make something happen, and you're right, they contain him. But now that brings up a critical 3rd and 20. Now, Dave, I wasn't a very good coach on 3rd and 20.
I don't think anybody is. Bill Belichick's not a good coach on 3rd and 20.
So,
second timeout.
Yep, Millville calls timeout. They lead at 14-7, facing a 3rd and 20. Miller Ford and Rancocas Valley High School have been synonymous with Mount Holly for decades. The dealership has been part of the community since 1912. Miller offers full state-of-the-art service at their Ford, Lincoln, and Subaru dealers side by side on Route 38. There's a huge inventory and a great staff to help customers find the vehicles just right for them at the best price available. Miller Ford and Subaru, Route 38 in Mount Holly. Online at millerford.com and millersubaru.com. And TD Bank congratulates the Millville Thunderbolts on their success this season. TD Bank near you pretty much no matter where you live. TD Bank has joined many others in making contributions to the American Red Cross to assist those recovering from the hurricanes and wildfires. Everybody at TD Bank encourages you to give what you can afford by visiting redcross.org. TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. So a big play right here for both teams. It's 3rd and 20, and we might look for another screen here if they want to play it conservative. Trips to the left side for Millville. Nichols swings it to the left side, nearly picked off, and grabbing the football is Scott. Refuses to go down, and he's finally corralled at the 31-yard line. But again, another one of those swing passes that came close to being, if not intercepted, certainly deflected.
Yep.
Took a couple guys to tackle him. He's scary when he has the ball.
Yeah, he makes people miss. He keeps running hard, but here's the bad news. Millville has to punt. They're going to punt to one of the best players in the state of New Jersey, Iverson Klemic, and no matter what happens, RV's going to get good field position here.
I just mentioned that you had just mentioned that they only have one timeout left, and I always say who's in the booth with you if the coaches always know they're aware of their timeouts. I would have never said that. Tony would have never said that. Coach is up here. He knows what his time and how much they're worth.
There's Klemic. Reception at the 42-yard line. Klemic cuts it upfield. Klemic continues driving. He pulls free. He's inside the 30. Klemic along the left sideline, and he is going to take it in for the touchdown.
Wow. That is a special play by a special player.
You just don't put the ball in his hands. This is the first team I've seen do that, and maybe they don't really have a true punter, and that's why. But my suggestion, kick it out of bounds. No matter if whatever your pride is, that's what happens to you when you give the ball to them.
Yeah, no question about it. They did a good job the first couple punts, Dave. They had a fair catch, and then they kicked the other one out of bounds. This one, boy, Klemic got it, made 2 or 3 people miss, and then just great effort. Here comes the extra point.
This is a big extra point right here.
Ruskavich will kick it. Mangine will hold the snap.
Fake.
Going for 2 to the left side. It's complete. And it's good.
I had a feeling about that because they put Mangine in as the holder. And I had a feeling that he may throw the ball, and it was wide open.
Wide open on the fake extra point. Rolled to the left. Wide open in the corner. Couldn't see. Did you see who caught that, Dave? I didn't see who caught that.
I thought that was Anaya, 44.
Anaya.
Might be wrong.
Wow, so with 3:44 to go, Millville's down a point, 15-14, and just a barn burner of a football game here.
I haven't sat down yet. There's this place, the windows are fogged up, and that's because of me. I apologize. I'm the one moving around and jumping around in here, hitting the coaches and Tony. I said on Twitter, that this was going to be the game of the state in the state this year. Right? I mean, tonight. This is a huge game, and it's played up to all of that. The fans, by the way, on this sideline are in winter gear. The other one, they are wearing Hawaiian, right?
That's what it is, yeah.
The Millville had 2 fan buses coming when I went to the high school to drive up with the athletic director. 2 fan buses loading up, so there's a lot of enthusiasm on the other side. We'll see. Millville has a propensity to somehow pull these games out, so we'll see if they have some magic here tonight in a great football game down 1 point.
Ramos and Gray back to receive it. High kick taken by Gray at the 15-yard line. Gray starts to his right. He's hit at the 22 and knocked down at the 25-yard line. That was Mr. Sykes, who we talked about at halftime a little bit.
Making his presence felt. That he's a mighty mouse. Packs a big punch, and he's a clutch player. He's made some clutch plays this year already, and he could play a factor, like you said.
And obviously Klemic back in on defense. He took a couple of series off because obviously he's been running the football so much, especially from the Wildcat, but he's back in there in this critical series with 3:39 left in this football game. And just that quickly, it's 15-14 Rancocas Valley. So Millville with the football at their 26-yard line.
No excuse, but just a fact. No Carlton Lawrence presents a real problem for Millville because he is one of their big playmakers along with Ramos. Now Ramos is in there, Cartier Gray's in there, Kyle Yancey's in there at receiver.
Nichols, swing pass to the right side with a blocker in front. That's to Scott. Scott to the 30-yard line.
Number 54, Kyle Sapp on the
Sapp with a stop. Pick up a 5 on first down. Just about 5. Second down, and we'll call it a long 5.
We see why Sapp's such a good player. What a good tackle that was. Textbook tackle.
Nichols back to pass again. Nichols sets, throws over the middle, and this one is knocked away in a beautiful. Now that was textbook right there.
Ricky Torres left-handed that beautifully.
And that was his hand that was in front of the receiver, and he used it perfectly to knock it away.
He undercut that zero route. That's just a crossing zero route, and he just played it perfectly. Just undercut it a little bit, and was able to keep his hand kind of on the receiver while he played it. It was perfect.
Yeah, because if he's not there, he's running a long way.
Slot formation to the left side. 3rd down and 5 from the 30. Nichols sets, throws over the middle, and this one is incomplete and nearly intercepted. Right there for the defense was again Keyshawn Harris running stride for stride with Ramos. No call. They did bump into each other there, but there was no call.
I think he was going for the ball, and that's why they didn't call it, although it was close, very close.
Yeah, it was close. I don't know that it was a penalty, Dave. As a receiver, if you're not making the call, I'm with you. Big 4th down here.
Nichols back to pass, going to roll to his right, being chased, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 32-yard line. He's going to be short of the 1st down. There is no marker, and it's going to be Rancocas Valley football.
Short of the 1st down.
I think it was Bryce Mangine on that hit right there.
I'm still waiting for the officials to give some sort of an indication, and they're calling a timeout.
It's RV ball.
That's actually the call I would have made, is to run your quarterback right there. I mean, it wouldn't be a good idea to punt or anything or give them the ball. I actually would have done the same thing. And I have a lot of confidence in E.J. Nichols running the ball into for a 1st down. It was really close anyway. Very, very close.
Well, give Mangine credit, boy. He showed a lot of speed to get to the corner and catch him, because Nichols can run.
And they're going back to Iverson Klemic and the Wildcat just to be safe. Not going to really risk any handoff here. Just snap it right to the man. There's Klemic off the left side and picks up maybe a yard, but of course their biggest concern is the clock here.
And they'll run this clock all the way down till the back judge starts signaling for the 5-second clock. Millville only has 1 timeout. If they're able to stop them on 2nd and 3rd down, you might see them use it.
So actually a loss of a yard with Klemic running it.
They're just going to stand right over the ball. You watch the back judge. He starts counting. Now, Klemic doesn't have a lot of experience, I guess. Well, he's not a quarterback now.
That's correct. Mangine back in there. Gives off to Klemic. Klemic breaks free as he spins to the 30. Picks up 5 yards, that is, and bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, by putting him in the backfield, it just keeps the defense a little more honest, because if they know, they don't really respect his ability to throw, so they're going to stack more in the box, and then, and they still have to get a 1st down in order to run some clock off. They're going to have the 2-minute warning.
No.
We just passed it.
That's in your pro league.
That's right.
Not in high school, but
whoops.
Well, let me tell you, dinner on me. They put the ball in the air. I mean, You're going to see. Plus, I don't think you'll see anybody but Klemic with the ball. They'll just hand it off to him.
There he is to the right side. Looks like he's got some blocking. He's inside the 25-yard line to the 24-yard line, and that appears to be a 1st down.
That should be the ball game.
It is a 1st down.
Millville can only stop the clock once.
So with just 1:19 left in this football game, Rancocas Valley with a 1-point lead, and really all you have to do is, take 3 knees or?
Oh, yeah. Millville can stop the clock once, but after that it'll be 25 and 25. That's 50 seconds. So.
And Rancocas Valley calls a timeout. So 1:03 left in this ball game. Rancocas Valley on top, 15-14. When you're planning improvements to your home, there are many reasons to choose Fryance. Windows, doors, awnings, carpeting, you name it. At Fryance, you get outstanding personal service with free estimates, competitive prices, quality products, and professional installation. They're open Tuesday through Friday until 5, Saturdays until 4. Fryance, serving the region since 1896, is at 21 High Street in Mount Holly. Phone 800-236-4367. So Rancocas Valley with the football. One timeout left for Millville with 1:03 remaining in this ball game. So this should really do it right here.
Yep, it's been a good football game on both sides. Of course, I'm wearing orange and blue, Tony, so you know who I'm for. But unfortunately, Millville's going to come up a little short.
Bryce Mangine with taking the knee in the victory formation, and that's the last timeout taken by Millville as they trail it by the score of 15-14. And they are the Cumberland County Improvement Authority, your improvement authority, and they're investing in new innovative facilities. For each dollar they invest, 4 more dollars return to the Cumberland County. To date, the strategy has created more than $400 million for the county. They also attract new business to the county and help those already here to grow and create more jobs. And they do it all to improve the lives of Cumberland County residents. The Cumberland County Improvement Authority, your improvement authority. Learn more online at ccia-net.com. Coverage of the NJSIAA football playoffs produced by Prime Events on 98.7 The Coast and brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. So Rancocas Valley now exactly 1 minute left. Bryce Mangine will take 3 knees if he needs to. Now he's just going to step back and fall down. Back to the 35-yard line. But that's it. They cannot stop the clock.
Can't stop the clock again. 48 seconds to go.
So a great football game, and some players looking to restrain one of their own as he's very excited. But you don't want any penalties here.
No.
Down to 22 seconds left, and this should be it. Mangine takes the knee. Delay of game. And somebody knocked Mangine down as he held the football up after he took the knee, but they were called for a delay of game. So he'll have to do it one more time. Just want to keep your composure here.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything silly. It's been a great football game. Well played by both teams. No personal fouls. One thing that I know Coach Thomas does, Tony, is demands a class program, and he won't allow any of the Millville players to do something silly. I mean, Rancocas Valley won the game fair and square. You give them credit. They're moving on. They get a chance to play. They get a chance to play Lenape for the second time, and Millville tasting defeat for the first time this season. And it's Lenape and
Lenape and Rancocas Valley going to get it on for the second time this year. And, of course, Rancocas Valley handing Lenape their only defeat of the season, doing it at Lenape, and that should be a great one. We're going to be back to talk with Coach Houseman after this 1 minute break.
Looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle? Miller Ford has a great selection to complement any lifestyle or budget. Plus, not just any car can be certified pre-owned Ford. Only the best cared for vehicles are chosen and then backed with Ford factory coverage, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, special financing, a clean Carfax report, and 24-hour roadside assistance. Find an affordable, reliable, and certified Miller Ford today. Miller makes it better. Route 38 Mount Holly and 24/7 at millerford.com.
Update your home with a long-lasting beauty of natural stone at the Hard Yard. Lippincott Supply in Mount Holly. We stock boulders, Belgian block, flagstone, stacking stone, and decorative gravel. We also offer a huge variety of natural thin veneer stone and custom cut stone. We can help you plan the job, rent the tools, and deliver it. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the best place to buy natural stone products is at Lippincott Supply, downtown Mount Holly, since 1901.
All right, back here at Rancocas Valley. Coach Houseman talking to his players, and Dave Klemic looking to get him to give us his thoughts on this basketball game. And Coach Ceresa, it was a heck of a game, pretty much what we expected. And Iverson Clement total yards 200 in this game, and of course that return of the punt really was the difference in the ball game. But of course, another critical play in the ball game was the fact that Millville missed that second two-point conversion, which gave Rancocas Valley an opportunity to come back and actually win the game, because if they were to make that two-point conversion, it would have been a lot more difficult.
No, I agree, Tony. Great football game. Two great teams that could, they play 10 times. It might be a 5-5. It's an evenly matched contest. Two teams with a lot of great athletes. Iverson Clement is everything written about him and more. Tremendous player. Took the game over in the second half and really led RV to victory. A lot of kudos to Millville. They're frustrated losing their first time all year, losing first time in the playoffs, but life goes on. And Coach Thomas, class act, there was a little frustration at the end of the game, got the kids together and wanted them to show respect to the RV team for winning the football game, and that's what the kids are doing now. Shaking hands, total respect for one another, hugging each other, and just great to see. Kudos to both coaches.
Yeah, I do believe that they do have a lot of respect for each other. I mean, they played last year right here on this exact same field, and of course, different situation as Millville came up with a victory, but here today it was Iverson Clement making huge plays when they needed him to, running the Wildcat, and he just did pretty much what they expect him to do. Big players make big plays in big games. That's what they say, right?
Yep, exactly. And that's exactly what Clement did. I mean, he's just a big time player. And whether he goes to Florida next year or changes his mind, he's going to have a lot of success wherever he goes.
So Matterdee tied up with Holy Spirit now at 28 all. And
wow.
then Delsey pulls to within 3 of Timber Creek, down 23-20. So lots of great football being played here this evening as we're waiting for Coach Houseman to make his appearance with Dave Klemic on the field. Of course, a lot going on the field as Dave makes his way over to try and grab a hold of the victorious Coach Houseman.
Well, a lot of excited fans, players, coaches on that RV sideline, and a lot of disappointed coaches, players, and fans on the Millville sideline. That's sports, right, Tony? I mean,
yeah.
You got a winner and a loser, and but a great football game. We were treated to a great football game, saw some great individual efforts and plays, and so for that, Tony, there are no losers.
No question about it. If you're looking for a taste of New York and South Jersey, look no further than Levita's Pizzeria in Mount Holly. They have what you want, open Monday through Thursday till 10:30, Friday and Saturday till 11:30, Sundays till 10. Levita's also delivers. Phone 856-267-8957. Try their all-day specials like 2 large pizzas for $20.99 or a large pizza with a dozen wings for $17.99. They have a hot and cold sandwich, baked pasta, stromboli, soups, salads, and so much more. Levita's Pizzas, servicing the RV community for over 30 years. And this live coverage of Millville football brought to you by the Millville Thunderbolt Club, now in its 63rd year of supporting Millville High School sports teams. Members of the Millville Thunderbolt Club, proud of Millville's 22 varsity sport teams, and continue to provide scholarships for athletes from every sport who choose to sacrifice in the name of the Orange and Blue. Visit their website, MillvilleThunderboltClub.com.
Tony, we just got a score. Delsey upset Timber Creek. Or they are upsetting.
Right. And the ball back again. And
Holy Spirit just scored again. Demont going crazy.
So Holy Spirit now has taken the lead over Mater Dei, and Timber Creek down to Delsey, 27-23. So they played earlier this season, Coach, and very tough game, won by Timber Creek. But this one, hey, same type of game. It's very tight, and Delsey on top.
Well, in the Group 5 playoff will be a rematch of Rancocas Valley and Lenape. Lenape beating Rancocas 10-7. For Rancocas has only lost this season, so they'll replay it for the state final.
Yeah, no question about it. They had an opening drive, did Lenape against Rancocas Valley, but really they held them in check pretty much the rest of the way, and they're a very difficult team to play against because they run a very methodical offense. Their quarterback is not big, but very elusive, and they have JoJo Kellum in the backfield, who is an excellent runner. So not only that, but they have a tremendous defense as well.
Yeah, no question. I think Millville was hampered a little bit when they lost Carlton Lawrence, and they couldn't throw the football very much. Tony, this might have been the quickest football game I've ever broadcast. I mean, this thing went zip, zam, bam. I mean, it just very few injury timeouts or anything like that. So, the game was over very quickly.
All right, we're now going to talk to Coach Houseman. Dave Klemic with the coach.
Down here on the field with Coach Houseman, congratulations on a humongous come-from-behind victory. You did what you said. You kept the penalties down. You didn't allow big plays. Just one thing, just tell me how proud you are of your guys for fighting like that.
Oh, my God. I'm super proud of them, and they deserve this. And, the way they came out and played those last 2 quarters, they deserved everything that they got. That momentum shift that happened and the way they just kept fighting, stayed in the game, and never quit, not one play. And, we said at halftime, I thought we had some chances where some balls dropped on their guys laying on the ground where I thought we could have had some turnovers, and we didn't capitalize on them. And I thought we did a great job capitalizing on things in the second half.
That was fantastic, and what a fantastic season, and good luck going on to the state championship. Thanks, Coach.
Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Of course.
All right, that's Coach Houseman, who, of course, beats Millville, getting a little bit of revenge from last year's 32-15 defeat, where they were leading 15-14, I believe it was, at halftime against Millville, but it was all Thunderbolts in the second half. And now they go on to play a familiar foe in Lenape, and playing a team again that you've already beaten during the season in a championship game. Any advantage either way, or pretty much you just play the championship game the way you've played all season long?
Well, I think when you get to the state championship, and everyone knows it's for the marble, so everybody's fired up. If you can't get fired up to play in the Super Bowl of high school football, as far as they can, take it, the kids will be fired up on both sides. I don't think there's an advantage either way.
So once again, the final score, Rancocas Valley knocking off Millville in this Group 5 semifinal, 15-14. Want to thank all the guys here. Coach Sorace, thank you very much. Dave Klemic, been a pleasure with both you guys contributing here this evening. Of course, Mr. Yelverton upstairs taking care of the video. Dean Mikowski got here early. He reserved our spot for us, and he's always terrific in providing everything we need each and every week. And, of course, Prime Events, all the people at Prime Events, and, of course, The Coast, 98.7, The Coast, broadcasting this game as well. We thank all of you. Once again, from Rancocas Valley, the final score, 15-14. Rancocas Valley winning it to advance, take on Lenape in the Group 5 South Jersey final. For Tony and for Dave, this is Tony. So long for now.